Robert Downey Jr. is an actor, producer, and singer. And of course, he's one of the most famous stars in Hollywood. He was born on April 4, 1965 in Manhattan, New York. His parents are Robert Downey Sr., an independent films director, and Elsie Ann Ford, an actress who appeared in many of her husband's movies. Robert Jr. has an older sister. Her name is Allison, and they both have Lithuanian, Hungarian, and Irish ancestry from their father's side, and Scottish, German, and Swiss ancestry from their mother's side. When he was 5 years old, he debuted with a small role in one of his father's films, with whom he would have a problematic relationship which would mark him for life. When Robert Jr. was 10 years old, he was living in England, and there he started his artistic training, which included ballet dancing. He continued his performance career in the United States at a performing arts training center in New York. Unfortunately, in 1978, the family was broken up after Robert Sr. and Elsie got a divorce. Robert Jr. and his sister went to live with his father in California. When he turned 17 years old, he decided to abandon high school and go back to New York on his own in order to pursue his career as an actor. In the beginning, Robert had to do several odd jobs in order to make a living, such as being a waiter or a warehouse assistant. And he would invest the remaining time he had each day to push forward his theatrical training. One of his roommates was Kiefer Sutherland, protagonist of the TV series 24, who would also become famous on the big screen years later. In 1985, Robert managed to make the jump to television, having a slot in the popular comedy show Saturday Night Live. However, his performance as a comedian wasn't very well received, and he abandoned the show a year later. Luckily, he made himself known in Hollywood and started to get gradually more and more important roles in big productions. Most of the productions he worked in were teenage movies that talked about stepping into adulthood. His great performances made him become recognized as a young promise in the acting world. In 1990, he landed the leading role in the action film Air America, along with Mel Gibson. Since then, they both became great friends and would help each other in many occasions. His first big success came after he was chosen to play the famous comedian Charles Chaplin for Chaplin's biopic. Robert prepared intensively for the role, learning not only Chaplin's characteristic gestures, but also learning to play the violin and playing tennis with his left hand. His resulting performance was excellent and made him get nominated for the Best Actor Academy Award as well as the BAFTA Award. For the rest of the 90s, he played the leading role in several commercial movies of different genres, from romantic comedies to historical recreations and thrillers, working with other stars such as Woody Harrelson, Jodie Foster, Ian McKellen, and Michael Douglas. However, at the same time, his personal issues became more and more intense, making him suffer a crisis that almost ended his career. In 2001, he went back to television for a role in The Ally McBeal Show. His performance was very well received by the audience this time around, but his bad behavior and constant issues with the rest of the staff ended up getting him fired. And that's when he hit rock bottom and finally decided to look for professional help. After his recovery and with the help of his closest friends, he went back to the big screen and played the leading role of Halle Berry in the horror thriller film Gothika. Afterwards, he performed in other productions along stars such as George Clooney and Nicole Kidman. He even recorded his first musical album, titled The Futurist, and even lent his voice for a character in the Family Guy cartoon series. Robert's career really took a turn in 2006 when he was selected to play Tony Stark in Iron Man. The movie was a huge success which guaranteed him 2 more sequels and opened to him the doors of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, becoming one of the protagonists of the Avengers saga. His image also became viral through various memes. While working in the action comedy movie Tropic Thunder in 2008, he earned his second Oscar nomination for supporting actor. He also interpreted the other role which made him even more famous, Sherlock Holmes, in the corresponding movie adaptation of the classic novel. The movie was another success, which brought with it a sequel, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, and a third installment will premiere in 2021. In his personal life, he has 3 sons, Indio, Exton Elias, and Avery Roel. He's married to the movie producer Susan Levin, who he met when working in Gothica. With his wife, they founded their own movie company, Team Downey. Robert's second project premiered not long ago, the comedy adventure Dolittle, where he plays the leading role of a crazy veterinarian capable of communicating with animals. Have you seen it already, TikTakers? We are sure you will laugh out loud by watching one of our favorite actors and producers. Robert Downey Jr. is definitely talented and a great example of personal improvement. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!